We came here today with 7 private professional insured security so we could do journalism. We briefed ourselves on various laws and we were compliant throughout. We were not boisterous, we went through the law. No swearing, no troublemaking. And we simply stood in there to report. And our security did their best, but they were overwhelmed and there was a fisticuff. I'd like to go back and calmly stand in the town square and do a 5-minute news report. But I was driven out despite spending thousands of dollars on private security. Now that you guys are here, I wonder if I can walk back into the town square of my city peacefully in compliance with all laws and exercise my right as a journalist.
All right, you don't have to put that in my face. So we were talking to the security over there, right? And they were saying that some of the words you guys were saying and using were antagonizing the crowd there.
It's
and
not
it was
true. What word? I didn't even talk to them. I didn't even talk to them.
Did you say anything to them?
I didn't say not a word.
Officer, I asked, how does abolishing the police, not defunding the police, abolishing the police, how does that do anything for anyone? And that was a trigger. If you call that offensive,
David, it doesn't. The point is, the security weren't even there, so the security didn't hear anything. The security never came to help. They were always at least 100 feet away, so they physically could not have heard things. I proactively went to the security to ask for assistance. I was told I had to leave under the trespass, and I said, "What have I done?" And she couldn't say it. So, what I'm saying here is, and I'm happy to go alone or send David alone. The reason we brought 7 people with us is because our journalists were threatened yesterday, and I thought, I can't have our journalists being beat up. So let me tell you that not only did I say not one word to these protesters, but I went to get help from security. They were of no help. They told me to leave. And then eventually my 7 professional insured licensed security said, we got to go because there's going to be violence. Now that the law is here, I would like to go back in there calmly, quietly. David can do it on his own, or I can do it on my own. And I'd like to stand, not next to anyone. In fact, we didn't even go over to them. They came over to us. And I would like to do
number one, I think it would be best if we didn't get too close, because obviously I don't think you guys are here to fight, and we're not here to fight.
Right.
I don't think
Right.
they're really
So
here
this
to
is
fight.
right.
We don't want to instigate a situation that ends in violence.
Exactly.
Right?
We want to be completely lawful. Right. So will you either allow me or hopefully walk with me so I stand in front of my city hall as a journalist and do a 5-minute news report in front of my city hall, completely compliant with the law and separated by a band of blue steel from the protesters?
Right. So right now, I got to talk to the City Hall security again. They advised me that they had trespassed you guys from their property. And if that's the case, I'd have to see what their thoughts are on that.
Well, let me introduce my lawyer, Aaron Rosenberg.
Hi guys. Officer, we had a conversation with security, and they advised that they wanted Ezra to leave, and they gave them a warning under a verbal warning that they were trespassing. As far as I understand it, there are very specific requirements around trespass, and providing notice of trespass, a verbal warning, is not good enough. So I don't believe that the trespass is valid, and so they would still be allowed to go in there.
More to the point, we didn't do anything that were grounds for being ejected for trespass. I didn't even say a word to them.
I'm not saying that you guys did or didn't. Their security, they have certain powers as that being their property. Well, not over you, but they have powers over the property, right? So, listen, you guys want to do your journalism? Yeah. We don't take offense to that.
Blessed are the peacemakers. I think you could fix this by letting us go out. Those guys won't. I want to stand.
Why don't you guys stand?
Because this is my city.
Here
No. I'm going to go on the other side of the ramp. I'll keep 20 feet away from the bad guys, and I'm going to use my Section 2B charter right to report the news in my city.
Listen, you're free to report the news. That's not the problem at all.
And I'm also free to stand on the town square. I haven't broken the Trespass Act. You can't just issue a trespass notice just because. There has to be grounds, and there was no grounds.
Well, they gave me what they said were grounds, right?
What did they say I said?
They said that you guys were antagonizing the crowd and that violence was going to break out and there was going to be
None of that is
breach the peace here.
None of that is on me. None of that is under the act. We studied that. Do you have the act on you right now? Why don't we? You know what? I don't need to tell you the law. You studied it more than me.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, you're free to do your journalism.
Well, I want to do my journalism there.
If the security has asked you to leave, then you have to leave because that is property of the city of Toronto.
They can only ask me to leave if I've broken the law. And when I asked them for any specifics, they obviously had none because obviously I had not broken the law.
Obviously, we're not agreeing on that point. And
Well,
I'm
you
not
don't-
saying you're wrong, and I'm not
Tell me the
saying
word
that
I
I'm
allegedly
not
said.
saying that I'm right.
You want to
But
review the footage? I didn't say a word to these shenanigans.
What I'm saying is, why don't we? Like, I'm trying to be diplomatic.
We can be
about
done in
it.
5 minutes here. I want to walk past the ramp, do a news story, and go home.
How far past the ramp did you want to
I
walk?
want to be so people can see I'm at City Hall.
Right. So, like, see that. Explain it to me. So, see that stairwell that's going down? Is that where you want to set up?
That's not bad. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I don't see a problem with that, but I'm going to tell you right now, if the situation starts to explode, and security wants you to leave, then I'm going to have to ask you, right?
Well, officer, I want to tell you, the
appreciate
law
what you guys
says,
are doing.
the law doesn't talk about situations. The law talks about people. I'm not going to explode. David's not going to explode. My cameramen aren't going to explode. And my professional licensed security certainly aren't going to explode. There are some explosive people in here, but the law touches explosive people, not explosive incidents. And I'm not leaving because some guy explodes at me.
The law also touches about breaching of the peace, right? And I'm not saying
If you want to take the position, officer, and I know you don't, that a peaceful, quiet news report on the town square is breaching the peace, that's a law that needs to be tested. Let's just go and do some journalism, officer.
obviously I'm not saying peaceful journalism is a breach of the peace. What I'm saying is the situation can result. So I'm trying to say what's a good compromise.
Well, officer,
where
let's
we
walk
keep
there.
everybody happy.
Well, I'm not interested in keeping anybody happy. I'm interested in my charter rights.
Right, and
Now-
I'm interested in making sure nobody gets hurt.
well,
That's what I'm interested in. And
but your interest is upholding the law, actually.
That's all part of the law, right? Making sure people don't get hurt.
Well,
So-
I'm not going to hurt anybody.
Why don't we go? If you guys, well, let me talk to security for a quick second, see if they trespassed you guys or not.
Well, they said they did, but that's unlawful, and they're mall cops. They're not real cops. You know that.
They have authority on this property. It's a city of
And
Toronto
they
property.
have to use that authority under the law. They haven't done so. I got a lawyer here who could prove it three ways. They're mall cops.
That would be up to
I'll give them all the.
I'll
I'll give them all the respect any mall cop deserves. You don't defer to a mall cop. You're a real cop.
Okay. They're security for the property. They have certain powers under their jurisdiction. So let me talk to them briefly. If you guys want to do a little filming there and there's no problems, then I
I
don't
want to point out the irony that I'm negotiating with police
We're
for
not
the right.
negotiating, We're having a friendly conversation.
Well, what I want to do then, officer, with these friendly fellas next to you, every one of whom I trust my life to, is I want to walk to the stairwell and do a 5-minute news report. I want
So how many people do want to do this?
I want it with a cameraman, and my friend wants to do it with a cameraman, and then we're gone. Because you know what? I don't even have to negotiate with it, but you're such a friendly guy, I feel like I want to talk with you.
I feel good about this relationship we have.
It's really taken off. Oh, man. So,
Let me speak to the security. Give me a quick second.
sure, and if you also want to call Colonel Sanders, he has about as much authority as these mall cops, but you do what you got to do.
We all got to work together. We all live here
man.
together.
Blessed are the peacemakers. You're the best. I like that guy.
I like him too.
I'm going to do a news report on my town square where I pay taxes every day. That's just happening. Whether I do it with the cops, with the security, or by my lonesome, it's happening. Blessed are the peacemakers.
We talk again.
Here comes the UN.
Hello,
We
officer.
talk again. We talk again.
Thank you.
All right, we spoke to the security there. They said at 12:34 they trespassed all of you guys. What time is it now? 1:04. It's not an indefinite trespass. All right, so for the next 24 hours, they told me.
But they're not the boss,
They
right?
said that you guys got some filming done in there already today.
I'm not. They're not my editor, though, are they? They're not real cops, but they're playing cops. They're not my editor. They're playing editor, aren't they?
I understand. We're trying to keep the peace here. They're advising that once you guys got in the square, situation became very volatile.
Situation did, but we didn't.
The problem is that we don't want a volatile situation, so
You're letting them stay there, officer. You're letting all those people break a number of laws. I could cite you the law that you're not enforcing against them. Why are you enforcing the law against the Section 2B charter journalists?
Listen, we're trying to help everybody out here and keep the peace. So they're telling me that they trespassed you. They don't want you on their property.
They're Mickey Mouse small cops. I don't care what they say.
Well, they have the authority for the city property, right? They're city security officers.
Show me the trespass notice. Show me the grounds. They haven't done
They
it.
gave you a verbal trespass.
No such thing.
A full form would take a while to get.
Well, then they should go to law school, shouldn't they, or cop school?
Well, they should revamp their little procedure they have for that.
They're mall cops, boss. They don't know what they're doing. Here's what I want to do, officer. I want to go to the stairwell with you and your team because I know that these ruffians won't mess with your team. I want to go and I want to do a 5-minute journalism. And frankly, I'm going to do it whether or not you guys are there.
I did mention that to them, and they don't want you on the property, right?
You know what? 1-800, I don't care. I mean, their opinion matters not at all to me.
I understand that. So I would suggest to shoot some footage from here.
You know, I got my Diamond VIP press pass with barcode. I'm a special reporter. That's what my mom calls me. My mom calls me
I'm not
special.
saying you're not, but what I'm saying is why don't you shoot some footage from here and get what you can get here while we're standing here and make sure that you guys are safe right now.
Because I'm a free citizen and that's my town hall. That's my town square. That's the answer. Why? There's no other answer to it.
It's city property, so they have some trespass authority to it.
And they're not exercising that authority properly, as you yourself acknowledge. Here's what I'm going to do. My private professional insured security team got assaulted on camera, and I know you guys aren't going to lay any charges because John Tory says don't lay charges. That's too bad. I'm going to go there now. I'm not going to ask my security team to come with me because they don't need to be punching bags, right? I am actually going to go, as we discussed, to that stairwell, and I'm going to do 5 minutes of journalism. And you can let the mall cops handle it. I recommend you do. If you feel the need, officer, to arrest me, we'll contest that. I don't think you feel the need to arrest me.
I don't want anybody to get arrested
Me
today.
neither. But I am going to walk there now.
The suggestion is the journalism can happen right here.
But that's.
I think you guys
I'm
put
not.
footage in there.
You know what? I don't use the servants' entrance. I don't take the back door.
No, and I'm not saying that you need to take the back door. What I'm saying is you guys were in there, you were filming, there was a situation that arose, security decided to use their powers that they're have, and then they called us after the fact. We came here after the fact. You guys had already left the property, complying with security's demands, but now you're back and you want me to get you back on the property.
I want to correct one thing. We didn't leave because the mall cop said leave. We left because my private professional insured security detail said it was too dangerous for them.
I mean, am I interfering or something?
Yeah, you are, because now that guy's yelling because you're here. Can you take one step back too? I don't need you.
I'm just trying to.
No, I appreciate it. Just take one step back.
Is there a
That's all
place
I
where I
asked
can
you.
film and capture audio that would make you comfortable?
One step back.
I
That's
can't
what I
capture audio
said.
there
How can you not?
because it only captures audio.
This is surreal. He's one of the ringleaders of the violence.
One step back, you'll talk about it.
Yeah. Well, officer, I want to, first of all, I really appreciate the open heart and the positive attitude you're taking here today. Problem solver. I'm not a word about you're trying to solve a problem here.
I'm trying to make everybody happy, right? Because in the end, everybody has to be happy.
Well, that's impossible. Only.
Might be impossible. You might be right.
So what we, since we're not angels, and since heaven is not here yet, what we have to do is we have to live within the law. And I spent the morning studying with my lawyer. We had a whole staff meeting on the law of trespass and the law about parks, and we're in perfect compliance. That's why we brought our lawyer, to ensure that we're compliant. We did not engage. I personally did not say a single word to these people. Why would I? So, frankly, mall security's lying when they said I said any words. They weren't even close by. So what I'm going to do now, and you can let me go on my own. You can come with me to protect me. I hope you do that. Or you can arrest me. I hope you don't do that.
I'm not looking to arrest anybody right now. I'm looking for everybody. They want to protest. You guys want to journalize.
But I'm not doing journalism back by the dumpster or by the servants' entry.
I understand that. I'm trying to work with you. Okay? I heard your story. I didn't just blow you guys up.
I know. I appreciate the audience getting a personal monologue right here.
I went back and spoke to security.
You got to say mall security every time because you're giving them too much credence.
And they advised me what they had told the lot of you guys. Okay?
All right. So I appreciate that. And I hear you.
Have a trespass authority. That's what I'm telling you guys.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk there now, and that'll go one of three ways. I think. One is I'll go by myself, and I'll probably get attacked. That won't be good. The other is you come with me, and I don't think they're going to lay a glove on you. But I know how tough it is to be a cop these days. They're filming everything. They're going to try and get you. It's tough. The third is you arrest me. Oh, I don't want that to happen. But I am ready for that to happen. Because the only reason I'm here with 15 of my friends is because we were shooed away from the town square yesterday and thought the president of the company himself's going to come down and prove that in Toronto, the town square is a place where a journalist can go peacefully. So if that is not true, we need to know it. And if I get personally attacked, we need to know it. If I get arrested, we need to know it. So I'm going to do that now.
Okay, I'm explaining to you what security told me. If you're not happy with their verbal trespass, I can get them to come here and specifically write your name down and say that they specifically trespassed.
I don't even care what they say. I'll be honest, because they don't even understand the law. They didn't tell me the grounds I broke. Just saying you trespass doesn't work that way on private property. On public property, excuse me. You have to have a reason. You can't just kick someone off of public property.
I'm explaining you the reason they told me. I can get them to come here and tell you the reason if you guys so wish. If you guys didn't hear the reason when they said it to you, I can get them to come here and tell you.
The purpose of a trespass notice.
I'm not interested in playing legal games with mall cops, officer. So unless you have any last minute things to say, I am now going to walk with my bravest cameraman and David. I'm going to walk to the stairs. I hope I don't get beat up. I hope I don't get arrested. Those are two possibilities. I hope you guys will just walk with me to the stairs. I'll do 5 minutes of journalism, and then I'll call it a day. That's what I'm hoping happens, because I don't think I could fight a swarm of bees.
If I get a trespass, I can come here still? Just to be clear, if I get a trespass, I can
So, Moke, are you coming?
Just to be clear, if I get a trespass, can I walk in here still just like you?
We're downtown here under police protection at Toronto City Hall. To help us pay for our private security, go to journalistdefensefund.com.